the last one standing at a party that ended years ago. Everyone I loved is gone. Everyone I hated is gone. My husband went first, then my friends, then even my enemies. Before they left, every single one of them asked me the same question. "What's your secret, Alice?" And I always said the same thing. Clean food. And I believed it. But here's what I noticed. The ones who ate perfectly, exercised for hours every day, followed every rule, they left just as fast as the ones who didn't. So what was the real difference? I've had a lot of time to sit with that question, and the answer had nothing to do with what was on my plate. Diet was never the secret to a long life. When I was your age, I thought eating right would fix everything. After losing everyone I loved, I started noticing things. My name is Alice. I'm 107 years old. I worked as a school teacher for 38 years. I still wake up every morning at 6 and make my own coffee. I still sit in the same chair I've been sitting in for 47 years. The chair across from me has been empty for 11 years. I stopped moving it. People come here, reporters, doctors, neighbors. They all want the same thing, the list. What do you eat, Alice? How many hours do you sleep? Do you take vitamins? I give them the list. They write it down. They leave happy. I'll give you the list too. But if I stop there, you'll leave just like they did, happy, having missed the whole thing. Because every single one of them missed the point. Nobody ever sat down and asked, "Alice, what kept you going after everyone was gone? Alice, how do you wake up after 107 years and still decide it matters?" Those were the questions I always waited for. But nobody ever asked them. They wanted my food list, my sleep schedule. If sleep alone extended life, half the people I knew would have lived forever. Maybe you're wondering about the list too. Well, the list: 2 eggs every morning fried in butter, real meat twice a week, vegetables from the ground, bread, water, black coffee, no powders, no vitamins, and yes, I'll admit it, sometimes a piece of chocolate after dinner, a small glass of wine on cold nights. You know, I never starved myself. I never punished myself for eating something I enjoyed. The people who made food into a religion, who counted every calorie, who felt guilty every time they sat down at a table, most of them were miserable, and miserable people, in my experience, don't live long. There was a doctor, I can't remember what year, a long time ago, young Dan, very confident, told me my cholesterol was going to get me before 60. I outlived him, found out when I went to the hospital, didn't know what to say, said nothing and headed home. Write down the list if you want, it's real, but what I'm about to say is far more important than any list. Nutrition is only one piece of this puzzle. Back when I was still teaching, I had a colleague for many years, same school. I never forgot her name, Mrs. Higgins, a nutritionist, had books, gave lectures. That woman knew everything about food, what to eat, what to avoid, exact portions, exact timing. Listening to her in the break room, coaching her clients on what to cut from their diet, I learned more from that chair than most people learn in a classroom. One day I asked her, "My dear, what's the secret to a long and healthy life?" She said, "Alice, eat clean, sleep well, avoid stress." I said. "Do you do all of those?" We sat in silence for a moment. Then she said, "I eat clean. I sleep fine. The stress part, I never figured that one out." Mrs. Higgins passed in her 70s. I went to the service. I think about her sometimes. That woman had all the knowledge, wrote all those books, and the one thing that was wearing her down, she knew it, named it, and still couldn't let it go. If a healthy list could keep a person going, she'd have lived forever. But it couldn't. The real answer wasn't on any plate. I came to understand that because of William. William and I were married for 58 years. Yes, 58. And I was a good wife in the ways that are easy to measure. I took care of the home. I was there. But he used to say something year after year. "Alice, you're sitting right there in that chair, but you're still grading those papers in your head. Come home now." What he said was part of what got me to this age, because when I retired, I just sat around for months. No lessons, no classroom, no responsibilities waiting for me. I'd wake up, make my coffee, sit in this chair and wait for something to happen. 1 month, same thing. 2 months, same thing. William would walk past, ask if I wanted tea. I'd say yes. He'd bring it. That was the whole day. My whole life had become a retired woman just waiting to go. If you have no purpose waiting for you the next morning, all you're doing is waiting to go. And that prepares the body to do just that. One morning I walked out to the garden. I don't know why, honestly. There was a weed near the tomatoes and I pulled it. Then another and another. 2 hours later I was on my knees, hands pitch black, out of breath. When I came inside, he was standing at the door. He just looked at me. But I knew that look. That was the look of a man who had been waiting. Not for an hour, not for a week, for years. I had found a purpose and gone after it. I wasn't just sitting around waiting to go anymore. A purpose doesn't have to be big. It just has to get you out of the chair. For me, it was the garden. When I turned 70, I started walking 20 minutes a day. I know every crack in that pavement. Those small routines kept me going. If I had spent those years just sitting around, you wouldn't be watching this video. Every day I gave myself a reason. Not big, small. Stopping to talk with the neighbor on the corner about the weather, putting on music at 7 in the evening, watching for the sunlight through this window at exactly 4 every single day like clockwork. Small things, embarrassingly small, but they kept me here. Every morning I had a reason to get up, and they gave my day somewhere to go. The ones I watched go the fastest, they retired from purpose and work at the same time. They just sat down and the body took the cue. With stomachs full of clean food, they drifted away slowly and quietly. Now here's the part I haven't said yet, the part that costs the most. William passed 11 years ago. It'll be 12 this October. The years start folding into each other after a while. That's one of the hard parts of living this long. The morning after he was gone, I woke up at 6 out of habit. I went to the kitchen and made 2 cups of coffee, put them both on the table, and I stared at those 2 cups for a long time. I couldn't drink mine. Couldn't. But I didn't pour his out either. I just left it there and sat with it. The coffee went cold. The light in the kitchen changed. An hour had passed, maybe more.
and at some point I realized I was still breathing, still sitting, still here, and the day wasn't going to wait for me. The hours kept moving, so I got up, went to the garden, pulled some weeds, walked my 20 minutes, came back, called my daughter Catherine, didn't say much, just talked. And somewhere in that ordinary, painful, unremarkable day, I found a small reason, not big, just enough. That is the only real secret I have. Every day you have to find a reason. Some days it's small enough to fit right in your hand. My daughter Catherine, 75 years old, lives an hour from here, called last spring, said she'd been meaning to visit. Things were busy. She'd come when things slowed down. I said, "Catherine, I am 107 years old. Come now, or you..."
She told me things she'd been carrying for 30 years. I told her things I should have said when she was 40. She comes every 3 weeks now. Every 3 weeks. Having good people around you is not a luxury. It's part of how you stay alive. I know that now. And one more thing, because I'm too old to lie. Part of living long is luck. My father lived to 94. My grandmother lived past 90. The body I was born with had good bones. I could tell you it was all discipline and intention, but that would be a half-truth. And half-truths are for people who still have something to protect. My name is Alice. I'm 107 years old. This morning I woke up at 6, made my coffee, went out to the garden, just a few minutes. I can't kneel like I used to. Watched the light come through, put on a record, sat down in this chair, looked at the empty chair across from me, and said good morning to it the way I do every day. Eat real food. Move every day. Keep people close. Find something, anything, that makes the morning worth opening your eyes for. But more than any of that, stop just getting through your days. A person can make it to 107 and still have checked out early in all the years they spent waiting to arrive somewhere. The days are not in your way. The days are the whole thing.